Saturday haul for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with the two new Fenty Beauty palettes that came out, and I purchased these off of the Sephora website. So she came out with two larger versions of her snap palettes that back-to-back snap together. You buy them individually and then you can put them back-to-back, which I'll show you in a minute. But one of them is the Posse Mega Mix and Match eyeshadow palette, which has got 12 shadows that are 0.035 ounces per shade. And then there's the Diamond Bomb Triple Drip All Over Diamond Veil palette, and that's got 3 shades of her Diamond Bomb that are 0.102 ounces per shade, and these are both made in the USA. So this is the box packaging, and then it's got the shades on the back. The Diamond Bomb has got Fussy, Fenty Glow, and Hot Chocolate. I've got my two palettes snapped together, and I have actually got the eyeshadow palette on my eyes today, and then I did go over it with a little bit of one of the Diamond Bomb shades, and then I also tapped a little bit of the Diamond Bomb in kind of the rosy shade on my cheeks. And I do like the Diamond Bomb formula. I have got, I think I've got 2 or 3. I'd say 2 or 3 of the ones in her larger sizes, and I actually did purchase a backup of her original How Many Carats one because I like to, after all my makeup is done, I like to run my finger in it and just tap it on the very top of my cheekbones. If you don't like a more particle type of high shine, like translucent sparkle on your skin, you won't like the Diamond Bomb formula. I want to say it's micro glittery, but you don't feel micro glitters. I want to say it's like a larger particle of mica or something like that, because again, I don't feel like a glittery grit to the Diamond Bomb formula. But anyway, here are the two palettes right here that I have got snapped together. So the rose gold with the shiny is the Diamond Bomb, and then the other one is the eyeshadow palette. So they have got the shade names on the back on a sticker there. I'll go ahead and show you the Posse palette first, and I just detached them. I've been keeping them together because I like to use the Diamond Bombs kind of as toppers over the shadows. And this has got a pretty array of neutral shades that lean kind of rose gold. I like the looks that come out of this palette, but it's a very standard eyeshadow formula, and some of the kind of shimmer shades that are in here are a little bit stiff, so I do have to kind of grind my flat shader into them to get the product to pick up, and I have to work a little bit at blending the mattes, and I get a little bit of fallout with them. But again, the overall look I think turned out really pretty, but I do have to work with the shades a little bit. And this, again, the formulation of this is a very standard eyeshadow formula. I don't feel like there's anything special about the shimmer shades in here or kind of the matte shades. They're very basic shades. I end up liking the look better when I top them with one of the Diamond Bomb shades like that are in the trio here. But let me swatch the shades, and hopefully you guys can see whether or not it's something that you like. So here's the packaging, and again, the shade names are on the back there. And it's every other one is matte and shimmer. So you've got matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer kind of staggered in there. And for whatever reason, I mean, these two shades are very similar. These two shades are very similar in terms of the shiny ones. Like, I think that there could have been a little bit more differentiation in terms of some of those shiny shades. It is standalone for me, though. I'm able to make it work by itself. And then these next ones. And I kind of feel like her 6-pan snap palettes are consistent with these. Like, there are some nice shades in there, and I enjoy the looks that come out of them, but there's nothing super special about those shadows either. Just a very basic kind of shadow formula in my opinion. And then these next 4. So that's the Posse eyeshadow palette. Let's see, I'm trying to get it all in the frame here for you guys so you can see. So those are the swatches for that guy right there. And then here is the Diamond Bomb Triple Drip All Over Diamond Veil palette right here. And then this particular formulation, I feel like it's not quite as sparkly as the original single How Many Carats. I feel like there's more sparkle in that one compared to this. And then I always use my finger when I use these because they just don't pick up very well on a brush. And with this particular trio, I think that they don't pick up quite as well on a finger either compared to the full size of the How Many Carats. I have to really try to pick up that product. So I did use a little bit of this shade, what I could get on, and tapped it on my cheeks right here. It's not the only thing that I have on my face for a highlighter, but I just used it kind of as a topper. And then I used this shade right here on the lid for a little bit of extra sparkle. And I do see a little bit of extra sparkle because of that compared to just the shadows by themselves. But again, it's very subtle in my opinion for this to be like a standalone kind of diamond palette. You know, I expect more oomph from them, but and like I said, I gotta really kind of work my finger into these to get them to pick up. They're a little bit more sheer, if you will. And the Diamond Bomb formulation has always been kind of a see-through formula. Like, I like that you can see your skin through them, but I think you can see even right there, it's lackluster in terms of the sparkle that you're getting. It's just a little less sparkly than I was hoping for, especially compared to the How Many Carats, if that makes sense. But I'm just going to house them together, and then when I use the eyeshadow palette, I'll use the Diamond Bomb kind of as little toppers on the cheeks and then on the eyes and stuff like that. So that's how I plan on moving forward with it. But that is the Diamond Bomb Triple Drip. They are calling it All Over Diamond Veil palette. Yeah, so I use it on my eyes and on my cheeks today. And then I'll just show you guys how these snap together in case you haven't seen these before. So you just line them up kind of back to back like this and then squeeze them together, and then they pop together. Then when I was in Ulta the other day, I saw the display for the I Heart Revolution and Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles collection. So they came out with a whole collection of different items, but I wanted to get the little makeup bag, but they were sold out of that. So I just ended up picking up the 2 eyeshadow palettes, mainly because when I was younger, Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles was my jam. Like, I lived off of cereal, and these were 2 of my favorite cereals. So it's very nostalgic. I don't eat the cereal like this like I used to, although I could really go for a bowl of either one of these right now. Oh, so good. But these are the 2 boxes for the eyeshadow palettes, and again, these are from I Heart Revolution, and I Heart Revolution can be very hit or miss, but I'm happy to say that the quality on these palettes is pretty darn nice. So there are 18 shades that are 0.02 ounces per shade, which is small in terms of the amount of product that you're getting. And then these are also made in China, is what it says on the back of the boxes. I'll show you guys the Cocoa Pebbles one first. So here is the packaging. It is a cardboard, and you can see like the pebbles on the side. And it has a numbering system on the back and little stars by some of the shades, which indicate that those are pressed pigments. I mean, eyeshadow is an eyeshadow in my opinion. And here's the inside. It's got the Fruity Pebbles, and this one is a very neutral palette, and I've worn this palette and very happy with the looks that come out of it. Like, I think, and I don't mean to totally compare, but like, I think of the ease of use and the look that came out of this palette compared to like the Fenty one, and then the price difference, you know what I mean? So I got along with this palette pretty well. So hopefully you guys can see in the swatches, and there's a lovely array of mattes and shimmers in this one, and all of the matte shadows have got a little spoon embossed inside of them. But I picked them up because of the, you know, Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles and stuff like that. But I was really happy that the quality of these ones is pretty darn nice too. Because like I said, I Heart Revolution can be hit or miss. I bought the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff last year, and I was not impressed by the quality of those shadows. These ones are much better than that collection. And this is a kind of a dimethicone formula, and I hadn't had any problems using a brush with these, but I can see that my finger swatching some of them is forming a little bit of hard pan on the shades. And then this last 6 here. Yeah, some of the shimmers in here are just very, very pretty. And then these last two. Some really pretty neutral shades in there, a little pop of smoky blue. So that is the I Heart Revolution and Cocoa Pebbles eyeshadow palette right there. And it's just, I don't know, I just really think it's a fun collection. And then here is the Fruity Pebbles eyeshadow palette right here, which is full of a bunch of really bright colors. There are some deep enough shades in here where I could get away with this as a standalone, both light, medium, and dark in terms of like shimmers and matte shades, but it'll be pretty adventurous. I'm pretty bright if I were to just use this guy. So mostly, like the times that I dipped into these shades, I actually paired it with the Cocoa Pebbles eyeshadow palette. So let's give you some swatches of this guy. Oh, these are making me hungry for Fruity Pebbles. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I had a bowl, and I just love them too. And these guys. And then these last 6 here. Vibrant pink and kind of a teal turquoise. So some pretty fun shades right there in the Fruity Pebbles eyeshadow palette. So fun though. And then for whatever reason, and I don't know why, I purchased the Urban Decay Naked 3 Mini eyeshadow palette. I thought this would be like a really quick one and done. And I have the full size and I like never use it. And there are some pretty shades in here. The mattes can be a little bit tricky for me to blend out, and the shimmers are quite pretty. But same thing, like they're a little bit more muted than stuff that I like to wear. So I am kicking myself a little bit, like, why did you buy that type of situation? But I'm going to swatch it for you guys anyway. So it's a smaller version of the Naked 3. So it's the Naked 3 Mini, and there are 6 shadows that are in here. And they are 0.035 ounces per shade, or 1 gram each. And this little palette is bulk made in the USA and assembled in the Dominican Republic. And then the packaging is a hard plastic, and you've got 2 pretty like shimmer shades, which are these 2, and then these 2 shades that are on the outer perimeter. They're not flat matte shades, but they're not very shiny either, but there's like I guess I'd call them like a pearl finish, if you will. And then the 2 mattes that are in here, like true mattes, are these 2 shades. Let's give you some swatches of it. I always feel like the Urban Decay mattes could have a little bit more substance to them. I feel like that formula is quite thin, and I think that's kind of why I have troubles blending them out. But you can see how pretty those shimmer shades are in this little palette, and then these other 2 shades here. Should I read you the shades that are in here? Because I believe they did just pull them out of the larger palette. But oh, almost dropped it on my face. You've got Glassy, Public, Laced Up, Stolen, Right Time, and Spiced from top to bottom there. And it is a little one and done though, so there is that. But I like more oomph, especially on the lid. Okay, so now I don't feel quite as bad about purchasing this, because all the shades in this palette are different shades compared to the original palette. Like none of them are the same. So I'll just show them next to each other. Definitely similar colors in there, but all of these have got different names, and the ones down on the bottom here is the original Naked 3 palette, just so you guys can see them. It's a little bit more of a cooler brown in the mini compared to the one in the palette there. And then the KVD Vegan Beauty site was having, I think I got 30% off of these, and I had been meaning to purchase fresh ones for a while because I think I've had the ones that I've been using for over a year, which is pretty good for longevity, I feel. But I picked up 4 of the 24-hour Super Brow Long Wear Pomades. So I repurchased Lemmy Green, Roxy Purple, and Satellite Blue, which are these 3 colors right here, and it's the brow pomade. And then I also picked up a new shade for me, which is the medium brown shade, and I've actually got that on my waterline today, and that's how I like to use these pomades. They're one of the best long-wearing, non-irritating products that I can put on my waterline, and I've just been using them non-stop for a very long time. You'll see when I show you the used one of the Lemmy Green, a lot of the times in the last year when you guys have seen the green on the waterline, it is the Lemmy Green from the KVD Vegan Beauty Super Brow formulation. And these come with a massive amount of product. There's 0.18 ounces of product in here, and these are made in Canada. The Roxy Purple and the Satellite Blue weren't used quite as much as the Lemmy Green one was, and the Roxy Purple shade, if you want to use it as a purple, you have to put a light layer on, let it dry, and then go over it again, because it doesn't come off as opaque as the other shades that I use in the waterline. Lemmy Green, I can usually get away with just, you know, one opaque pass and I'm good. But I was able to continue to use these through such a long period of time with like opening them and stuff like that by wiping off the top layer, I don't know, every 2 months or so, and getting into a more fresh product that's in the pot. But I figured it was time, since I use these so much, to just finally get some fresh ones. So this is my Lemmy Green right here. One thing too about these liners is the drier that the pots have gotten, the more likely they were to kind of break off in pieces and kind of get in my eye. It wasn't like too terrible or anything like that, but if I were to rub my eyes or something like that, it would kind of break apart in pieces. And that has to do with the fact that they're like drying out. Like I put on that fresh medium brown on my waterline. I've had it on for like 5 hours now, and it's just really, really comfortable. There's like no wearing on it on the outer corners or anything, and no migration to the inner corners either, so I'm really happy about that. The black pomade, which I also have, that one I did get a little bit of migration into the inner corners, but it is a black shade, so it's much more noticeable compared to like the coloreds. So anyway, these are the 3 shades that I repurchased, and I got one new one. And what I like to do is take Satellite Blue and mix it with Roxy Purple to kind of get a deeper indigo blue shade for the waterline. That looks really pretty. Otherwise, I really like Satellite Blue by itself too. I don't do Roxy Purple by itself on the waterline too often, and if I do, I have to make sure that I use like something like the Lumify in my eyes to make them white so that my eyes don't look bloodshot. But I'm going to swatch the fresh ones for you. So this one is medium brown, and this is what I've got on my waterline today. It's just a little softer version of a black. And I have this in taupe too, and that looks really pretty on the waterline as well, but it's not quite as definitive. And here is Roxy Purple. You can see, you know, the opaqueness compared to the medium brown. So I do have to layer up Roxy Purple when I use it by itself, but a lot of the time I just mix it with Satellite Blue. And then here is Satellite Blue. And then here is my fresh pot of Lemmy Green right here. And it feels so much more creamy compared to the other one. But I gotta say, you know, for opening up like a gel potted product, I would say at least 5 out of 7 days out of the week, and it lasted me over a year. I think that's pretty good. So those are the 24-hour Super Brow Pomades from KVD Vegan Beauty, and I love them on the waterline. And then next up, I purchased a couple palettes from Beauty Bay, and they are from BPerfect. And this first one is called the Jack Josa, I think, Glow Goddess palette, and it says pressed shadows and shimmers in here. This is the box packaging. So this guy here has got just an absolute boatload of product, as a lot of BPerfect palettes do. It is made in the PRC, and I'm trying to find the product total here. All I can find is net weight 43.2 grams. across 12 shades. That's a whole lot of eyeshadow. So this is the box packaging. It is a cardboard packaging, and then this is what the back looks like. And I have gotten along really well with all of the BPerfect palettes that I've purchased. So it's kind of been a little bit of a thing, me purchasing the BPerfect eyeshadows. But I loved some of the kind of mustardy colors in this one, and it's got a little sleeve that says Jack Josa on it. And then there's a mirror, and then there are your 12 eyeshadows. So this guy's got 3 shimmers, and then you've got a matte with kind of some infused sparkles, and then the rest of them are matte eyeshadows. I really like the mustard kind of tone browns that are in here too. But the shimmers, you've got this guy, and then this one, and this one. So I am able to use this as a standalone palette because of this shade right here, and the looks just come out really pretty. And there's just... these are some big pans. There's just so much product in here. It's crazy. I forgot to mention that the Cocoa Pebble palettes were supposed to like have like a bit of fragrance in them, but you can barely smell it. You have to like stick your nose right up to the pans. And these next ones. There's another new BPerfect palette that came out that I really want to get, but Beauty Bay has not gotten it yet. Look at how pretty these metallic shades are. They're really stunning colors. Super shiny, very opaque. Look at those. And then these last 4 are mattes. Very pretty eyeshadow palette there. So that's the Jack Josa Glow Goddess palette from BPerfect right there. Also from Beauty Bay and BPerfect, I got the kind of smaller 12 pan palette from the Manifest collection, and the packaging on this is so pretty. So I've got the larger, I don't know if there's like volumes. It's called the BPerfect Manifest palette, and it's larger, and I love that palette. Like, I think the quality is so nice in it, so I went ahead and I got this one as well. I think the packaging is really pretty on this one. I hadn't realized that there were 2 pressed glitters in here. Granted, they are very saturated pressed glitters, but I'm not totally crazy by that. Otherwise, I really do like the shades that are in here and the quality of them besides those 2 pressed glitters. So this one here, it is also made in the PRC, and the amount of product that's in this guy is 46.8 grams. So again, just a massive amount of product that you're getting. So here is the cardboard packaging. There's the back. And then we'll open it up, and there's a mirror. I just love this reflective, like, holographic packaging. And then here are your shades. So the 2 pressed glitters are this gold one and kind of this bronzy one. But the other, like, tones of shadows in here are just really pretty. And it's a standalone for me as well. This one is a shimmer shade. Then we've got a matte, matte, matte. Here is a glitter, matte, matte. I guess I call them shimmers, but they're almost like metallics. And you can really feel the grit in those glitters. Those are like some really large glitter particles in that one. And then we've got another glitter and a metallic shimmer. And then these 2 are matte eyeshadows. I really like the looks that come out of this palette too. So there are the swatches right there of the BPerfect Manifest Your Perfect Look eyeshadow palette. Just some really pretty colors. Wish I could go poof and turn those pressed glitters into like a metallic, but... And then lastly, I got in 2 PR packages, and this first one is from Colourpop, and they sent me over their new It's a Mood pressed powder palette, which I was eyeballing this guy, and I was waiting. There was something that I wanted to come back into stock, and I had like this huge bulk Colourpop order that I was going to place. So this came before I placed the order, so I was able to remove this from my cart because I would have purchased it anyway. So I'm supposed to have a big Colourpop order that I placed coming here soon. I'm really excited about it, but I get along with the Colourpop eyeshadow formula really well, and I love these large palettes. There's so much versatility in them. So this is made in the USA, and for the shadows, you've got a total of 33 grams across 30 eyeshadows, so there's just over a gram per shade. Total 1.16 ounces of product in there. So here's the box packaging, and then here's the actual packaging. It's kind of got like a little bit of a texture to it. You've got all of the names on the back, and they also are inside of the eyeshadow palette by the eyeshadow, which I also appreciate. No mirror in the sky. And then all of the Colourpop shades are magnetized, so you can pull these out and rearrange them or put them into a smaller palette if there are a few shades that you like. This one does have 3 pressed glitters in there, so you've got this Ritual, which that has got some pretty large glitter pieces in it, and then the Stormy shade and the New Moon shade have also got glitters in them, but they're much, I feel like they're finer than the ones that are in the Ritual shade. So 3 pressed glitters in there and no Super Shocks in this one. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to swatch all of these and fit them on my arm. It's kind of hard to hold this without sticking my finger in some of the shades, but again, I really do get along with Colourpop shadows well. And this is just a really affordable, really nice kind of neutral palette with some pops in there. And I always feel like you can't beat the price for the quality that you're getting in these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all of these on here, but we're going to try. It's a standalone for me too. And these next ones, this is one of my favorite shades right here. It's like a duochrome with like a greeny reflect to it, and then here's a pressed glitter. That shade reminds me of the single Glass Bull, which is one of my favorite Colourpop shades. I love that color. Yeah, it's kind of similar. And these next ones, quite a few mattes, quite a few shimmers. Nice array of shades in here. Just ignore the dogs. I hear somebody coming down the road. And you've got these really pretty teal and like foresty green matte shades in there. There's another pressed glitter. And then these next 4. Really pretty jewel colors. I'm going to have to start up here. And the bottom row. Here's the other pressed glitter. Gosh, there's so many different ways you can like take this palette. Warm, cool, colorful. Pigmentation is super nice. And then these last 2 shades here. Oof, that blue is pretty. Look at those. Are those not? I gotta put this down, hang on. So there are the swatches right there. Aren't those nice though? So that is the new It's a Mood eyeshadow palette right there from Colourpop. Very, very pretty. What a pretty one going into fall too. Look at those rich, like, oof, I love those. And as always, a huge thank you to Colourpop for sending over that eyeshadow palette. And then lastly, the House of Sillage sent me their final installment in their Whispers in the Garden Noir collection, which is a spin-off on their original Whispers of Garden perfumes. And this actually launched yesterday, so it is available for purchase now. So this one is called the Whispers of Seduction. And again, this is the 4th installment in that collection, the 4th and final installment. And this bottle is black, which I will compare this one to the Whispers of Truth Noir, which the Whispers of Truth Noir, which was the first one that they launched in the Noir collection, is still my favorite out of the 4 that they have released. I still really like the other 3, but I think I need to get into almost like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like I need to get into the holiday spirit to wear those. There's something about all 3 of the last 3, so the Whispers of Seduction and the other 2, that they really remind me of the holidays for whatever reason. Like, there's something about the scents that bring up like Christmas memories for me. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's what they do. So here is the Whispers of Seduction bottle. It is beautiful, just like all of the House of Sillage fragrances. And then because they do such a better job of describing fragrances than I do, I will tell you what the notes are on here. So it says 100 hand-placed diamond-cut Swarovski crystals, hand-polished French glass in a black ombre finish, black enamel fragrance cap with 18 karat yellow gold plated finish. And then the other thing with the House of Sillage fragrances is they are 20% perfume oil. So when I do use a House of Sillage fragrance, I do like probably maximum 3 spritzes, and I can smell the fragrance all day long, and you just need very little of it. I won't go spraying these fragrances all over myself like I do with some of my other perfumes because they are very concentrated. And then it says that it's made in France, and the notes are top notes sweet clementine, candied apple, and marshmallow. The heart notes are Egyptian orange, vanilla orchid, fluffy freesia petals, and the base notes are sensual orris and patchouli leaf. So on my skin, like, I get whiffs more so of the patchouli, and then if I really like smell up close, then I get more of the sweeter notes in it. But again, it's definitely like a fall winter holiday vibes fragrance for me. I can always pick out different notes inside of the fragrance, which isn't the case for a lot of perfumes. You just get a solid, smell of this or that. But this one I can like smell of this, or I can smell of that. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. But anyway, this is the Whispers of Seduction, and I want to show it next to the other bottles in the Noir collection for you guys as well. So here it is next to the Whispers of Truth Noir, which has got a solid glass finish to it, and then the Whispers of Seduction is kind of see-through. You can see the liquid inside of it. And then the caps, there's a bit more color on the Whispers of Truth, and there are quite a few more Swarovski crystals on it. I absolutely adore the Whispers of Truth original fragrance, so much so that I purchased the full-size bottle myself. And I love, again, this is my favorite one out of the Noir collection is the Whispers of Truth one. Then here is the Whispers of Enchantment, which the bottles on these ones are very similar. This one's just a green cap and a green glass, and then the other one, this is the one that I was telling you guys reminded me of going to Christmas or going to church during the Christmas time, and that's the Whispers of Temptation one. So these bottles are all very similar. The Whispers of Noir Truth is the one that has got quite a few more Swarovski crystals on it, but what a pretty collection from the House of Sillage. I always get so excited when I get their stuff. And as always, a huge thank you to the House of Sillage for sending this over. Again, this is the final installment in their Whispers in the Garden Noir collection. And this one is the Whispers of Seduction. I should show you the pretty leaflet too. I like keep these because I think that they're so pretty. That's Nicole Mather. She is the owner and founder of the House of Sillage. I just think she's beautiful. And then here's the back that shows the information pertaining to the fragrance right there. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.